Your brain still thinks you're one bad berry away from starvation. That's not an exaggeration. Deep in your wiring, there's a tiny, panicked caveman screaming, "Eat everything sweet before it dies or you do." Back then, sugar meant survival. Fruit was rare. Honey was basically treasure. And if you found calories, you didn't politely nibble. You inhaled it like a vacuum cleaner with anxiety. Fast forward to today, and congratulations. You now live in a world where sugar is in everything. Bread, sugar, sauce, sugar. That healthy yogurt? Oh, absolutely sugar. So your ancient survival instinct, once a helpful little guide, is now basically a chaos goblin with a Costco membership. It doesn't know the difference between a seasonal berry and a 64-ounce soda. The result? You're not weak. Your brain just hasn't updated since the Stone Age, and it's still trying to win a famine that ended 10,000 years ago. Once upon a time, your stress response was reserved for important things, like being chased by something with more teeth than you. Your body would flood with adrenaline, sharpen your focus, and prepare you to either fight or run like your life depended on it. Now, you get the same biological response from a subject line that says, "Can we talk?" Heart racing, palms sweating, brain immediately assuming you're about to be fired, exiled, or publicly shamed. It's an email from Dave about a spreadsheet. The problem is your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a tiger and mild workplace tension. It just sees potential threat and hits the panic button like it's trying to win a game show. So instead of sprinting away from danger, you're sitting at your desk, vibrating internally, staring at your inbox like it personally betrayed you. Basically, your body brought a spear to a Slack notification. There was a time when being excluded from your group wasn't just sad, it was deadly. Humans survived by sticking together. If the tribe didn't like you, you weren't just lonely, you were lunch. So your brain evolved to care deeply, obsessively even, about what other people think of you. Every glance, every tone shift, every slightly delayed reply gets analyzed like it's a coded message from the universe. Now drop that instinct into modern life, where your tribe includes hundreds or thousands of people online. Suddenly, you're not just worried about survival, you're worried about whether your post got enough likes. Did they ignore you? Are they mad? Did you say something weird in 2017 that's about to resurface and ruin your entire existence? Your brain treats social rejection like a life or death crisis. Even if it's just someone leaving you on red. Congratulations. You survived evolution only to be emotionally destroyed by a typing indicator. Humans used to save everything useful, food, tools, materials. If it might help you later, you kept it, because later could mean survival. Now your brain applies that same logic to 14,000 unread emails, screenshots of memes you'll never look at, and a notes app filled with half-formed thoughts like, buy batteries? You don't need it. You know you don't need it, but deleting it feels wrong. What if it becomes important? What if future you desperately needs that blurry photo of a menu from 2019? So you keep everything. Your digital life becomes a junk drawer with Wi-Fi. And instead of storing berries for winter, you're hoarding TikToks and PDFs you swear you'll read someday. Your brain thinks it's preparing for survival. In reality, it's just creating a museum of useless chaos. Honestly, if cavemen had Google Drive, we'd still be digging through folders labeled Stuff Final 2. Picture this. It's 2 a.m., everything is quiet, and suddenly you hear a tiny sound. Not loud, not dramatic, just a noise. Your brain immediately goes, well, that's it. Something is here to end you. Back in the wild, that reaction made perfect sense. A rustle in the bushes could mean a predator. If you ignored it, congratulations. You just became part of the food chain. So your brain evolved to assume the worst instantly. Now, that same system activates when your fridge makes a weird clicking sound. Instead of calmly going, ah yes, refrigeration noises, your brain spins up a full horror movie. Intruder? Ghost? Sentient appliance uprising? Who knows? Better stay frozen in bed like a very anxious burrito. The problem isn't the noise. It's your brain's refusal to chill. It treats every unexplained sound like a boss battle. So yeah, you're not paranoid. You're just running ancient survival software on modern plumbing. Your ancestors didn't have long-term investment plans. They had eat now or maybe die later. So the human brain got really good at prioritizing immediate rewards over future benefits. Fast forward to today, and suddenly you're trying to save money, eat healthy, and go to the gym. While your brain is screaming, or we could eat an entire pizza and watch videos for 6 hours. Guess which one wins? The problem is your brain discounts the future like it's a sketchy coupon. Tomorrow you is basically a stranger. Why would you sacrifice current happiness for some guy you barely know? So you procrastinate, binge, and delay anything that doesn't give instant dopamine. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain is optimized for survival, not self-improvement. It's like trying to run modern software on a potato. Technically possible, but everything's going to lag and occasionally crash into a bag of chips. Your brain loves bad news, not because it's dramatic, but because historically bad news kept you alive. If you ignored one positive thing, nothing really happened. If you ignored one negative thing, like a predator, a cliff, or Gary from the tribe acting suspicious, you were done. Game over. So your brain evolved to prioritize threats, problems, and anything remotely unpleasant. It scans for danger like an over-caffeinated security guard. Now drop that into modern life, and suddenly one awkward comment ruins your entire day. 10 compliments? Forgotten instantly. One weird look from someone? Congratulations, you'll be replaying that moment for the next 6 years. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your mood. It's trying to protect you. It just hasn't realized that mild embarrassment is not the same as being eaten. So yeah, your mind clings to negativity because somewhere deep down, it still thinks survival depends on it. Basically, your brain is Yelp reviewing your life, and it only cares about the one-star experiences. Humans didn't evolve to handle millions of opinions. We evolved for small groups, like 30 to 150 people max. Everyone knew everyone, and if someone was annoying, you just saw them every day and dealt with it. But your brain still runs on that same system. It loves dividing people into us and them, friend or enemy, safe or threat, good or bad, simple, clean, efficient. Now throw that into the internet, where your tribe includes strangers from every corner of the planet with wildly different beliefs, lifestyles, and opinions about pineapple on pizza. Suddenly, your brain is overwhelmed, so it does what it knows best. It picks a side and digs in like it's defending a cave. Nuance? Gone. Open-mindedness? Optional. Everything becomes a battle for identity, even when it's about something completely trivial. Your brain isn't trying to be dramatic. It's trying to survive socially. It just hasn't realized that disagreeing online won't get you exiled into the wilderness. Although, judging by comment sections, it might feel like it. Your brain loves familiarity, not because it's boring, but because it's safe. If something didn't kill you yesterday, there's a good chance it won't kill you today. That's basically the logic. So it builds a cozy little bubble called the comfort zone. Inside, predictable routines, known outcomes, minimal risk. Outside, uncertainty, failure, embarrassment, possibly death, according to your brain's dramatic interpretation. Back in the day, this kept you alive. Trying new things could literally be fatal. Unknown plants? Poison. Unknown territory? Danger. Unknown animal? Also danger, but faster. Now, the danger is things like speaking in public, trying a new hobby, or sending that slightly risky message. But your brain reacts the same way. Absolutely not. We stay here, we eat the same food, we watch the same shows, we do not grow. So you end up stuck. Not because you can't change, but because your brain treats growth like a survival threat. Basically, your comfort zone is less of a safe space and more of a very polite prison. Ever feel like people are paying way more attention to you than they actually are? Like you trip slightly and suddenly your brain goes, cool, everyone saw that, this will define you forever. That's called the spotlight effect. And it comes from a very old instinct. Being observed used to matter. A lot. If people in your group notice something off about you, weakness, strange behavior, anything, it could affect your status or even your survival. So your brain became hyper-aware of how you're perceived. Now, you walk into a room and feel like the main character in a documentary no one agreed to film. In reality, everyone else is too busy worrying about themselves to care. But your brain? Oh, it's convinced there's an invisible audience analyzing your every move. The way you walk, talk, breathe, exist, it's all under scrutiny in your head. So you overthink, self-correct, and stress about things nobody noticed in the first place. Your brain thinks it's protecting your social standing. In reality, it just turned your life into a one-person reality show with terrible ratings. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.